Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. It's great seeing you again. Before I start, I want to thank you for providing me all your information, your financials, your risk tolerance, but more importantly, your goals and your dreams that you want to actually partner today, but also in the future together. I like to stress the word partnership because I think it's extremely important to partner with your certified financial planner to make sure you're successful. We discussed many topics and went over many different areas that you want to achieve in your lifetime. And for us to do it, we need to have a strong partnership. Everyone has to have a role and a responsibility. So to make sure that we achieve this and to make sure that we have a blueprint and a structure and able to prioritize everything that we discussed last time, here at Fidelity Investments, we actually do have that blueprint. We do have that roadmap. It is the 5 key areas of the 5 pillars that we believe that you need to address to be successful in the future. The first one is actually investment strategy. That's your asset allocation. That's your risk tolerance of your investments. Are they in line to make sure they're building up your nest egg so when you make that decision to retire, it's going to be an actual successful one? Is it combating against inflation? Is it managed around taxes? Those are key areas that we would want to make sure we're discussing around your investments. The second one is retirement planning. We think anything in life you should have a plan for that is important to you. And for retirement being the most important thing in most people's lives, especially you in the next 15 to 20 years, we really want to make sure we have a plan in place for that. There are 5 key risks that you want to make sure you're facing or you're addressing when you are going into retirement. Inflation risk, market risk, withdrawal risk, healthcare risk, longevity risk. So we want to make sure we have a plan in place for all those 5 key risks. The third one is in the income protection. We do a great job of accumulating assets, but when we actually need to withdraw the assets, that could be a biggest concern. So I know you had some concerns around disability insurance, especially around 65. Well, those are the areas that we really want to make sure we're facing, but also is how is our income stream looking? Is it covering the essentials, the discretionary? How are we going to be able to make sure that we're taking Social Security the most effective way? Those are areas that we really want to make sure we're discussing as well. The fourth one is asset protection, which is an area that sometimes can be overlooked, but is extremely important to take care of your heirs and your loved ones. Do you have the proper trust? Do you have the will? Do you have the proper estate planning, documents on file? That's an area that you really want to make sure that you're already addressing now while you're healthy, because it could be a bigger concern later on, when you really need it. The fifth one is the family conversation. Every time you're talking about your assets, your family should always be involved. Who's playing what part or what areas that you need to address. If it's around education planning, if it's assisted living, maybe there's a special needs concern with your family. You really want to make sure that the family is always involved, but you're also having a plan for all those specific cases. So when you look at this, these are the 5 key areas that we believe that we want to make sure we're addressing. The one today that I thought was the most important is the asset protection conversation. Because you discussed last time with me that we really haven't done anything with it. And with the complexity of your family, having kids from a previous marriage, I think this is the biggest concern that we should hit head on and really make sure that we have a good plan to take care of your heirs and your loved ones. So right now, I'd love to be able to get a little bit more deeper into the conversation of asset, protection or estate planning and what we could do now to really take care of your loved ones in the future. How does that sound? Great.